Hey, Women of Northridge. We're into our second week of this passive-aggressive resistance to the coronavirus. And things have been turned upside down in our roles in life. Maybe what was once a routine in your home has been completely changed. Maybe somebody else is working from home. Maybe two people are. Maybe your role has been amped up. You're in the medical field or the grocery business, and things have been crazy. And I also want to say thank you to those of you on the front lines. We couldn't do this without you. Maybe your role has felt minimized. Maybe what was once so crucial, maybe you're the grandma who babysat the kids after school, or you're the mom who organized all the play dates. You're the businesswoman that has always spread joy and energy in the office, and now all of a sudden, what was once so crucial or defining feels really minimized at least. And I think that when we have a shift in our roles, our identity can be called into question, and we can feel really depressed and discouraged about who am I then? If that's not the thing I do anymore, then who am I? And what's my contribution in life? I think Jesus addresses this in such an awesome passage in Luke 10. I think he addresses it in two ways, and I want to talk about one of them today, and the second application, the next video. But in Luke chapter 10, Jesus sends out 70, maybe 72 disciples. We're not sure exactly on the number. And he says, go heal the sick, go cast out the demons, and preach the kingdom in my name. And so he sends them out, preparing the way for him to arrive in these various cities. And we don't know how that goes for them, but they have this long description of what they should be doing. And then they return, it says, with such joy, and they tell Jesus all about it. I can just picture the crowd of 70 people saying, you wouldn't believe what happened, trying to report to him everything that they saw him do through his name. And they say, even the demons were subject to us. I can just see the glowing eyes reporting to Jesus how awesome this was. And he celebrates with them. I can just sense him nodding and being so excited, and him saying what's recorded in verse 19. He says that, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Have you ever been told that from the work that God's given you to do? That's an amazing statement, and he's given them immunity to scorpions and snakes, and it's just this incredible ministry, incredible success story of all they did in his name. Then he drops this word, however. It's that classic, well, that's great, but seriously, Jesus? This is so unreal that we have this word, however, after we've celebrated all the success that he's given them. He says, however, in verse 20, do not rejoice that the spirits are subject to you, but that your names are written in heaven. That is a statement that could sound like he's minimizing their ministry. It sounds like he's saying, well, that was great, but I think when we sit here today at this point in history, we can see the wisdom behind Jesus' statement. Because if our joy is based on what we do for his kingdom, instead of that we belong to his kingdom, our joy will fluctuate with change. Our joy will fluctuate with the ups and downs. And Jesus says, base your joy not on what you do, but on who you belong to. Not on your role, but on your identity as a citizen of heaven. If you know Jesus as your Savior, your future is secure. And that's where your joy should be based on, because life, seasons, and stages will change the role that you've had. It will change the ministry you've had. For as amazing as it was, and as awesome as God showed himself to be in that ministry, or that business, or that job that you know he led you through, and you know was from his hand, you did it in his name. And that's not necessarily at an end, but it could be on hold right now. Even the jobs that are amped up, part of those jobs that you loved might be on hold. And so Jesus turns our eyes back to heaven and says, if you're a citizen of heaven, that is the basis of your joy. So find joy today.